Well everyone, I'm finally ready to say that I am fully invested in Clayton's season. Fully invested in seeing Shanae sashay away. She's gotta go. And we have a brand new preview to break down for the next episode of The Bachelor, where we'll answer the questions: will Cassidy's rose be taken back, will Shanae be sticking around, and will Clayton ever stop licking his lips? Check out my TikTok for a full compilation on that. So let's look at this new preview, and as per usual, please refrain from posting outright spoilers in the comments section unless they've been sleuthed out from the previews or an official Bachelor account, and I'll leave a link to the full preview in the description.
Coming up in 2 weeks.
Some of this is a game for her that she wants to win.
She seems real confident. She's prancing around the house like a reindeer.
So yes, you heard that correctly, The Bachelor is not going to be on next week. Now, a lot of you probably don't know this, but even though I'm Canadian, I am a huge NFL fan, and heading into the playoffs this weekend has me like...
Football is life! No.
But when I heard that The Bachelor is being delayed a week because of a Monday night game, a little part of me was also like...
Football is dead!
But back in this first bit of preview, everything is about Cassidy and the rose that potentially could be taken back. Now at this point, all we've seen is Clayton asking if anyone's ever taken a rose back. He hasn't committed to the decision quite yet, and Cassidy seems really confident about it all, as we'll see more of in this upcoming section.
I'm gonna be honest, I hope she goes home.
What's he gonna do?
I have a rose.
Well, after scouring the previews for any evidence that Cassidy stays, I've found none. There's not one bit of group date, one-on-one, or cocktail party footage left from any of these season previews that includes Cassidy. All of it is either from the most recent episode's group date, or was cut from last week. Like this bit right here.
I didn't do anything to these people. I didn't do anything to hurt them. I've done everything I can to not upset them.
So that was cut from the episode, as this is what Cassidy was wearing on the group date. Maybe it conflicted with the narrative they were setting up of Cassidy not caring what anyone says about her. There's also another shot that they paired up with Clayton right here to make it look like this is a group date and Cassidy is in it. But this shot is actually from the women first moving into Bachelor Mansion. You can match up all the outfits, they just cut that one particular shot from the previews in the actual episode for whatever reason. And all of this is leading me to the fact that Cassidy is going to have her rose revoked next episode and will be headed home. There's also one more thing I want to add to this at the end of the video, but for now, let's continue on.
Okay.
This was like the best day of my life.
You literally have every single thing that I wrote down that I wanted.
Alright, so now we're getting into footage from after the next rose ceremony with a Baywatch-themed group date where we can see a number of women who will be getting a rose at the next rose ceremony, including Shanae. So Shanae is gonna stay. Because if Shanae is on this Baywatch date, she'll have to be making it through yet another rose ceremony after that if she's going to be on this group date from the preseason previews.
Keep my name out your mouth.
Now this date with Shanae throwing the trophy has to be from one of the typical sports competition group dates that happens every season, not from the Baywatch date. There's actually a brief bit of footage from this group date in a past preview. Don't think they're going to be transitioning from the beach to a football field next episode. Not to mention, Genevieve here doesn't look to be on this Baywatch date. She'll be on the other group date for that week, meaning Shanae is not only going to get a rose at the rose ceremony we never finished from last episode, but she'll be getting one at the rose ceremony after that as well. There's more drama with her and Elizabeth ahead in the preview, so we'll talk more about the feud between those two later. But back to this shot, we can see that Rachel, Teddy, Elizabeth, Lindsay, Melina, and Sierra are all getting roses at the beginning of next episode. I believe this is also Gabby in the corner, as from a past preview, we know that she gets some special alone time with Clayton on this date, and the editors used Microsoft Paint to cover up her butt. Oh, and we also have Rachel here from a group date, and Sarah getting the one-on-one for the episode. She'll be getting the rose at the end of that date as 1, they usually only bring out the private concert when someone's received or is about to receive a rose, and 2, you can see both here and here in this shot, the stem of the rose that Sarah is holding. Moving on.
I have so many strong connections here.
Asking if I could fall in love with Clayton. I feel like we're already there.
It's not fun to know that so many girls are building connections with Clayton.
Okay, so this section looks to be covering a lot of the second group date from the episode, which will include Genevieve right here, so again, not on the same date as Shanae, can't be that trophy date right here. But based off of this shot with Serene, it looks as though we might be getting a repeat of the group date we saw on Katie's season, where everyone shares something difficult about themselves or their past while sitting in this black void, which is probably why we're seeing everyone in tears in this section. I'll also be keeping track of everyone new here we see, like Eliza, as it will tell us more people that will be making it through the next rose ceremony in order to pinpoint who's likely to get the boot along with Cassidy. So, let's keep going.
You're fake, you're two-faced, I'm done.
Ooh, honey.
Talk to yourself about it.
Elizabeth's lying to everyone.
Crazy Shanae's gonna come out.
I don't know, I think Crazy Shanae arrived a long time ago. So the Shanae and Elizabeth drama continues. This looks to be from the evening portion of the group date, based on their outfits that we'll see again in the next section of the preview as they both sit down with Clayton. There's more to talk about between these two ahead, so let's get to that.
She's continuing to have an out for me to ruin my chances with like what we have.
I'm really just struggling right now. I'm not sure if this is something that I can look past.
I don't feel like I can really like talk to you.
Gonna be honest here, I have no faith in Clayton's ability to see through all of this. Like, none. Maybe it's because I know that, after all this BS from Shanae, she's gonna get a rose, but I have no faith. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Elizabeth self-eliminates. At least I really hope she does, because otherwise, there's no footage beyond this date with her, meaning she either self-eliminates, or Clayton gives Shanae a rose over her at the next rose ceremony. And if that's the case, folks, we are reaching Peter levels of Bachelor decision-making that I never thought possible again. But let's now finish this thing off, and then discuss eliminations for the next two rose ceremonies.
I don't feel like I can really like talk to you because I'm just being questioned. Elizabeth.
Wow. Vile. Well, there the preview ends, on a big middle finger from Shanae. If you weren't already feeling like she was giving you one of those, well, there you go. Looks like she's happy in this shot and maybe has gotten her way. What a brat. And as sad as it is, I hope this bit with Elizabeth questioning Clayton leads to her leaving. I really do. She deserves so much better than all this crap. Sadly, I'm not so sure that's the case, but alright, let's now talk about the next two rose ceremonies, starting with the one we never got to last episode. So at this rose ceremony, expect to see Cassidy's rose snatched back, followed by the eliminations of Tessa, absolutely no footage of her left, and NC. Again, she has no footage, and a lot of the other women have been spotted either on group dates or in later footage from the previews, like Hunter here in Toronto with Mara, and of course Gabby, who we know goes all the way to the final three. I was also doing some last-minute scouring through some of these small Instagram promos that they throw out on the official Bachelor ABC page, and found this shot of the whole group at the second group date for the next episode. And in this shot, Kate here is missing. I was originally going to mark her down as an elimination for the third rose ceremony, but now I'm bumping her up to the next one. So let's now move on to that third rose ceremony and who might be going. We'll use that Toronto shot again to mark Mara and Hunter safe, as we know that the group won't be going to Toronto till about the top 11 or 12. And we can add Marlena here as safe as well, not to mention there's also a shot of her that looks to be in Toronto's distillery district. Jill is on that sports date that we've talked about, as we can see on her helmet right here, along with a few other women. And the sports date will not be happening next episode. Jill will be on that emotional void date as seen in this shot right here, so Jill stays another week along with Lindsay, previously mentioned Hunter, and Eliza. Now Genevieve still has a lot to come, Teddy does too, Sarah's getting a rose on her one-on-one, and after some review, we have a shot here that looks to be from that third rose ceremony with Elizabeth, same earrings here as what she's wearing in this shot, where she's fighting with Shanae from past previews. So I'm guessing Clayton does indeed give her the boot, and she doesn't self-eliminate, and I mean there's no way he's going to be giving a rose to both of them. It's either one or the other. And long story short, the women who are left over and don't have preview footage after this point are Kira, Melina, and Sierra. All are marked to go with Elizabeth. The one possibility of staying is Sierra, as we have this bit of footage from the previews.
I heard you was talking, well, you're still a liar.
But this shot could easily be from that third rose ceremony. We know it's not the second one as the outfits don't match, neither hers nor Susie's in this shot here and then this shot here, but if we enter that third rose ceremony and these are not the outfits being worn, then she's staying. So that's it for the eliminations, and there's one more thing I want to add. It's from one of the contestants' Instagram stories that proves one person is going home next week. If you don't want to watch this, if you'd rather be surprised and not have the 100% confirmation, this is your only warning.
You were gonna give her a rose even though she was engaged last week. Meanwhile, I f***ed someone a few months ago and I got sent home. Okay, no, it's cool.
So there you have it, proof, 100% proof, that Cassidy is going home next episode. But as for the other villain, Shanae, her days will be numbered, it's just that number looks to be high. So unfortunately, we'll be seeing her around for a few more weeks. So that's it for this preview breakdown for week 3 of The Bachelor. Thanks for watching, and be sure to give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Even though there's no Bachelor next Monday, I'll still be doing a video next week, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And until next time, Bachelor Fantake, out.
Football is life! No, 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 no. Football is dead!